everyone. So my topic is all about foreshadowing. So when we say foreshadowing, can you read everyone?
Foreshadowing refers to the use of linguistics and literary concepts to hint at or suggest future events or outcomes in the text. It is a technique that allows authors to create a sense of anticipation and prepare the reader for what is to come.
So foreshadowing can be achieved through various means such as symbolism, imagery, metaphor, dialogue, and even specific word choices by strategically placing these hints and flows throughout the narrative. Authors can create a sense of inevitability and build suspense. So we already know the foreshadowing since it's already topic in our senior high school, right? So when we say foreshadowing, it gives a hint or a clue to what should be happen to the books or the movie we read or we watch. So foreshadowing it serves as a powerful tool to enhance the reader's engagement and comprehension of the text. So it also creating a sense of anticipation and preparing the reader for what is to come. It also gives anticipation to the viewers to the movie. So foreshadowing also could be direct or indirect foreshadowing. So when we say direct foreshadowing, can you read Miss Bayoya?
Direct foreshadowing is a straightforward and obvious and heightens the reader's awareness and anticipation of things to come in the story.
So when we say direct foreshadowing, so from the word direct, so it is obvious to happen, right? So when we say indirect foreshadowing, it requires the readers to make connections and draw conclusions and based on the information provided. So when we say indirect, it gives anticipation to the readers. So there are 5 types of foreshadowing. So the first one is concrete foreshadowing, the second one is prophecy foreshadowing, and the third one is flashback or flash forward foreshadowing, and the fourth one is symbolic foreshadowing, and the last one is policy foreshadowing. So can you read Ms. Golan, a concrete foreshadowing?
Concrete foreshadowing is when the author explicitly states something that they want the reader to be aware of the future.
So when we say concrete foreshadowing, it is the readers or the viewers are aware for what will be happen in the future. So the example is the sixth sense. So the character Kool-Aid frequently sees dead people throughout the film, which foreshadows the revelation that he can communicate with the deceased. So from the text, we can analyze that Kool-Aid is aware or he is aware that he can communicate with the deceased or the dead people. So the second one is prophecy foreshadowing, also known as prominent foreshadowing, is linked to a fortune or prophecy that a character will receive, which explicitly tells the reader what will happen in the future. From the word prophecy, there is a character will prophesize what will be happen in the future, right? So the example is, do you familiar with the Odyssey? Yeah, Odyssey. So there is a scene there that the blind seer Tiresias predicts that Odysseus will face numerous challenges and obstacles during his journey back home. So the third one is the flashback or flash forward foreshadowing. Can you read Mr. Nampasan?
Flashback, flash forward foreshadowing. It involves the use of a sense or event from the past or future to suggest what may happen later in the story.
So thank you. So when we say flashback or flash forward, from the word flashback, from the past. Then the flash forward is future. So it is involves the use of scene or event from the past or future. So very understandable, right? So the example is the TV series Lost. So flashback and flash forwards are used to provide glimpse into the characters' past and futures, hinting at how their stories will unfold on the mysterious island. So that's all. And the fourth one is symbolic foreshadowing. Can you read Miss Cabusas? Symbolic.
Symbolic foreshadowing. It relates on the use of symbols of recurring motifs that hint at future events.
So when we say some symbolic foreshadowing, it relies on the use of symbols or recurring motifs that hint at future events. So this is also abstract foreshadowing. It is much harder for the reader to pick up on it because it requires thinking outside the box. So this is the most harder to analyze or gives anticipation to the readers or the viewers. So the example is in George Orwell's 1984, the recurring image of the Big Brother poster symbolizes the oppressive government's regime and foreshadows the constant surveillance and control the characters will face. So there is gives an image, so which is the image there is the symbolic foreshadowing. So the last one is the policy foreshadowing. So can you read Miss Gonzalez?
Policy foreshadowing. Policy foreshadowing with the red herring occurs when a false or misleading clue is presented, leading the readers or viewers to expect something that ultimately doesn't happen.
So this is the most fun of all types of foreshadowing. Since we are real familiar with the story or the movie of My Lovely Liar, which is the K-drama. There is a scene that in the first part that Kim Do-ha is the culprit, but at the end of it gives a hint that the possible culprit is Kim Do-ha, but at the end of the story was the real culprit was his friends. But his friends for almost years he trusted the most, but which is the director or the author reveals that the real culprit is his friends. So how foreshadowing related to stylistics, or why is it important foreshadowing in stylistics? Miss Badelia, can you give your opinion? Just a short opinion.
In interpreting the text or the story, foreshadowing is also in interpreting the text or story, the stylistician also interprets also the aspect where the story gives a hint of the possible event in the future or in the past. So that's it.
So the importance of foreshadowing is one of the many techniques that can be analyzed and understood through the lens of stylistics. Stylistics helps us examine how foreshadowing is employed in terms of language, phrases, and narrative structure and other literary elements to enhance the reader experience and convey the word